Hey everybody, David here at Mojo. And in this update, we're going to cover two updates we've made to the Mojo system that'll be coming out this week. The first update we're going to talk about is coming out tomorrow on the 8th, Wednesday, and the second update is going to happen Friday the 10th. So this week, just separate days. So the first update we made is to the import process. We were expanding on what we released last week, and that's based on a ton of customer feedback from folks who were importing files after the new import process came out. So let's take a look at what that was. I'm going to go to Data and Dialer. Then I'm going to click on Import File. I'm going to choose a file so we can get to the correct step of the import process correctly. I'm going to click Next Step. I'm going to put it in the Import Changes calling list. And then we're going to proceed to Step 3, which is where the changes are that we made. So you'll see here that moving forward after tomorrow, the Mojo hard-coded fields, the database fields, which are standard and miscellaneous, are both going to be on the left-hand side now. Currently in your Mojo, they're on the right-hand side. They're the variable field in the drop-down. That's not how it's going to work moving forward. That was causing a lot of confusion, and I personally apologize for that, for those of you who are confused by it. So now the Mojo fields are the left-hand side. Your file fields are on the right-hand side. So that means that if I wanted to map out first or full name, you'll see that our auto detection correctly configured this mapping. But let's say it didn't. I would simply scroll through the list of fields in my file and choose the correct one. In my case, it's full name because I know that my file has first, middle, and last name in the same column. So that's the first change that we made. The second change that we made is related to stacking. Now, what is stacking? Stacking is when you have a file that you're trying to import that's got a separated name string, right? So let's say you have a column for first name, a column for middle initial, a column for last name, and let's throw a fourth one in to really confuse everybody and call it suffix. Well, what would we do in that case? Starting tomorrow, it's going to be a lot easier. Here's how stacking works. First or full name is a great example. Let's say I had first name, as I pointed out, and I had middle initial. I could do first name, and I don't think there is one in this file, but you'll get the idea even though I can't demonstrate it. I would do first name on my first selection. On my second selection, I would choose middle initial. Then I would come down to last name, and I would choose last name. Let me just give you an idea here. I'll just pick one so you see what it does. And then it expands, once I choose last name, to give me the selection for suffix. So now when I import the file, Mojo's going to merge all those into a complete full name. First name, middle, last name, suffix. Hope you guys get the idea on that. It is something that you so desperately wanted with this last change. Now keep in mind, not all fields are going to be stackable. We're choosing the fields that our customers most commonly stack, such as name fields, address fields, where you have maybe a house number and a street address. Well, you can do house number in the first drop down and then street name in the second to complete your street address as it comes in a Mojo into the address line. So hopefully that helped make it make a little bit more sense. You can also do it with zip code if you're looking at the last four. You can do it with phones, right? That's something that we had before. A lot of you wanted that back. You didn't like the way we handled it in this last update. So moving forward after tomorrow, you're going to be able to stack your phones like you always could. And you'll just want to stack them in the order in which you want them to show up on the contact record. We also did away with the primary function on most of our fields. We left it for a mobile phone. Why do we do that? Some of you asked to have the mobile phone be the primary. You like the distinction between landline or office and then mobile, which we've done now by adding this new Mojo field last week, but you sometimes want the mobile phone to be clearly the primary number. In that case, you would map out, let me just pick a phone field. It's probably not going to say mobile phone, and I apologize for that, but you'll get the idea. So I can pick any phone blank. I can choose primary, and now that mobile phone, it will still be unique from the rest of the phone numbers in the data grid and so forth. But when you review a record that has a mobile phone, because it's primary, it's always going to be the top one, which means what? Which means if you're calling out mobile phones with our dialer, it's going to be the first number that's called. So that's why you're going to see that there. It created a new selection. Why? Because, again, we stack phone fields again. So Those are the major changes we made to the import process. Mojo Field's left side, Your Field's right side, and the ability to easily stack these. We have a lot of customers that are doing probate prospecting right now, and they were having a hard time getting all of their legal name fields and whatnot mapped into Mojo, and this is a perfect solution for you. The second change we made that's coming out Friday the 10th, I really can't demonstrate it for you, but right now, if you have more than one email address on a contact and you utilize our email functionality with a Mojo, whether it's Drip Blast, the variety of different ways you can email through Mojo. We only sent it out to the one primary email address. Starting Friday, in the settings area, and specifically the email area, you're going to find a new option. It's going to default to off. However, you'll be able to check the box, and it'll say email all email addresses. And what will happen is whenever you send emails from Mojo, it's going to automatically send it to all the available email addresses for a contact, not just the primary one. Keep in mind, it defaults to off. You need to go in and make the conscious decision to turn that on. That's going to wrap up this update video. Until next time, make it a great day.